All right, so here we go. This is the big enchilada, number 7. Now I gotta be honest with you. We didn't in the previous questions. I never checked for the number of triangles, and that wasn't an issue on the previous questions because there actually were not a number of triangles. There was always one, and there was one case, as you can see above, that it was 0. Question number 5. So it wasn't an issue till now, but here it is going to be an issue because there actually are more than one triangles, and you are going to have questions on the test that say state the number of triangles. So this is pretty relevant. So let's go through and see how we can solve these. So what I'm going to do is it starts off like normal. Again, you have an angle and a side, so you can do the law of sines. This is going to be sine 26.6 over 10 equals sine b over 15, and cross multiply and divide just like before. And again, I'm going to go fast. I'm going to do this times this divided by this, so it's 15 times sine 26.6 all over 10. And I really do hope that at this point you guys are comfortable with this. It does pay to be as efficient as possible when you do work, because you can see it's taking some time to write all this stuff out. So what is the inverse of all that? Well, that's going to be, what's 15 times sine 26.6 divided by 10? 0.616. So we're going to do the inverse of 0.6716. And when I do that, so I'm going to go second sine, second answer. Okay, again, trying to be as precise as possible, as long as possible. 42.19. 42.19. So I go ahead and fill that in, 42.19. I'm going to go ahead and fill in all this triangle. So again, just like what we've been doing, subtract from 180. So 180 minus 26.6 minus 42.19 will give me, type it in the calculator, 180 minus 26.6 minus 42, oops, 0.19. Oh, I made a mistake, no, what did I do wrong? Oh, I ended it, I put a parentheses, silly rabbit, jokes are for kids. 111.21, 111.21, so 111.21. Alright, so we got 111.21. Almost done. Need one more side, so law of sines again. We use A because it's more precise. So sine 26.6 over 10 equals sine 111.21 over C. Cross multiply divide. C is going to equal to 10 times sine 111.21 over sine 26.6. Type it in. 10 times sine 111.21 divided by sine 26.6. And upon entering, you get 20.82. So C is 20.82, or C is 20.82. Alright, so that's not really the big deal here. The big deal is how do you figure out how many triangles you have? So what we do is we take the first other angle, in this case B. So I'm going to take B, and I'm going to figure out B prime. I'm going to do 180 minus B is going to give me B prime. So in this case, 180 minus 42.19 is going to give me B prime, which is going to be 180, do it over here, minus 42.19, 137.81. Okay, so 137.81. So what you do is you take B, which by the way is not always going to be B, it's the other angle. So you're going to take the other angle, 180 minus the other angle gives you the other angle prime. And you have to see if this actually exists. So right now this doesn't exist. This is what I called potentially exists. Potentially. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take the original 26.6, 26.6 plus 137.81. And I'm going to see if this is greater than or less than 180. So if I look at this, you don't really have to solve this. I think it's pretty clear that it's less than 180. Because look, if this was 140, round up, 140, this is 30. 140 plus 30 is 170, which is less than 180. So this clearly has to be less than 180. So you don't have to type in the calculator. We know it's less than 180, which is awesome. So now I know I have another triangle. So we get to fill this in. So this is for number 7. It's got a lot of math all over the place. The originals stay the original. So 26.6, 10, and 15, they're the same. They don't change. We know the b prime. We solved the b prime to be 137.81, so I know that this is 137.81. And from here, once you set this up, you just solve it like normal. So you add and subtract from 180. So again, we do 180 minus 26.6 minus 137.81. I think it gives me 15.59. 15.59. And solve for c. So again, law of sines. I'm going to use the original. So sine 26.6 over 10 equals sine 15.59 over c. Cross multiply, divide. C equals 10 times this divided by this. 10 times sine 15.59 divided by sine 26.6. Type it in the calculator. 10 times sine 15.59 divided by sine 26.6. So we type it in over there. Roughly 6. So C is 6. So C is 6. All right, there you have it. There's one answer. There's the other. The ambiguous case exists. And we have 2. Okay? So please make sure, I think this is the part that's real important, make sure you review this. If this value of 26.6 plus 137.81 was in fact greater than or equal to 180, then you would have only one triangle, and that would have been this. So every other example, like all these problems above, that was the case. So let me show you real fast. So you see how B here is the angle that I solved for next. So here I would actually have to take C, this 126.6. This would be the original, and this would be the second one. So it would be 180 minus this. So if I do 180 minus 15.09, I get 164.91. So if 164.91 plus 126.6 is less than 180, I would have one triangle. If it's greater than, if it was less than, I would have two triangles. If it was greater than, I would have one. Well, clearly 164.91 plus 126.6 is going to be greater than 180. It's 100 plus 100 is already 200, so we know we're well above 180. Okay? So you can try the other ones and realize that you have one triangle in all of them, of course, except number 5, and which is 0 triangles, and you can get your answers. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you guys are okay with the answers. Let me know, give me some feedback if you need some feedback, if you need some help, if this wasn't clear enough. Thanks a bunch, guys, and I'll see you when I see you.